One of the most challenging things in Victoria 3, aside from having a strong economy and, not having your people starve to death because your economy is absolute dog schnapple, it's defending your lands against the colonial nations in Africa. So we're going to be playing as Sokoto today. We're going to try to defend our lands. We're going to try to unify all of this region here before the colonial nations manage to get a proper foothold in these lands. And we're going to do that via conquest. Now, Sokoto itself has some pretty bad legislation. We still have all of the bad juju here that gives us landowner political strength, and we're gonna have to pass a ton of legislation in this playthrough alone. But we're gonna have to balance that out because we also have a horrible economy. We're making close to no money, and I mean 12,000 revenue is ridiculous, man. Building wise, we also need to build a lot of stuff. Luckily though, we have the potential to build these things. We have a lot of mines, we have a lot of dye plantations, we have all the proper farms that give a lot of income. We just need to start building them. That's pretty much all that is required. Same goes for the urban buildings. We don't have much built. We only have 2 textiles and 1 government administration, or actually 2. And we don't even have the technology to go for filing cabinets. That is just horrible. Let me check my tech situation here. Okay, yeah, technologically, we are extremely backwards. I mean, holy snaps. I'm not even able to build universities. What? Oh boy, this is gonna be a challenge, that's for sure. I'm gonna go for prospecting first, because getting those gold fields and gold mines unlocked might come in handy. We will have some gold in some of the conquered lands, so we are going to put it to good use. Market price, we have insanely huge prices for everything since we don't really have anything built. So I'm going to start with the basic stuff here, namely wood, or better yet, logging camps.
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day.
Need to build some. I'm going to start with 4 logging camps and work my way from there. I'm going to queue up after that some cotton plantations, so we have our building stuff set up. And before every single thing, I'm going to alt-click in Nigeria, build 1 construction sector, so we have at least 1 construction sector. Right now we have nothing. It's really bad, boys. It's really bad. Hey, on the bright side, we have 65 battalions, but they are all, as you would probably expect, irregular infantry. Lucky for us though, everybody else around us also has irregular infantry with the exception of the colonial nations. But the colonials only have small bits. We have Danish Togo, we have French Ivory Coast, Dutch Ghana, and the British Accra. They're close, but they're small, and before they reach us, we should consolidate our home region quickly. Because we're very backwards, we have a lot of authority points though, so we're gonna use those authority points. Let's go with the service consumption tax, tobacco consumption tax, and luxury clothes consumption tax for now. We will also be assigning in all of our provinces promote social mobility, which increases our education access a little bit. It's not much, but it's better than nothing, I guess. And we're also gonna assign manufacturing industry because we want the service industries to get a little bit of extra throughput, and we can cancel the manufacturing industry and switch it over to resource industry or agricultural industry once we need to. I'm also going to set up my declared interests in the Congo region. I'm also going to set up my declared interest in the Senegal region because that's where we're going to be expanding predominantly after we unify the Borno areas. And it looks like we also need to cancel dueling. East Hausa land, which is one of our biggest states here, it has 2.4 million population, is struggling with taxation capacity, so we can build some extra admin buildings in it, but we have other priorities for now. It's not going to make a massive difference, honestly, even if we build the admin buildings now, since they're not really as productive as you would expect them to be. That 50% taxation debuff is fine for the time being, sadly. Looks like I'm also okay with a few more construction sectors. Let me say build 2 more construction sectors once this lumber mill is done. There you go. I'll click both of them here. Luckily, because we have close to 100 legitimacy, we are getting extra loyalists from standard of living increase, giving us roughly 10,000 loyalists per month, and it's a lot faster enacting legislation, 50% faster to be more precise. So let's go with our first legislation, which is not going to be this. No, we are going to be going first for this one. Let's abolish serfdom if we can. Very likely the landlords are going to be against it, so we might have to cancel it. Let's just see what happens. And we are on the limit with our finances. We're getting more and more money the more buildings we start building and we have people working them, so that's why we're going to continue with the logging camps for the time being. But we're also going to start slowly adding in other different plantations and so on. One dye plantation we can add to the queue now, for example. Looks like we have some advances going for international relations. So let's speed this up so we get it a little bit quicker. Oh, damn. We actually managed to abolish serfdom that quickly. That is amazing. In that case, let's go next for the local... No. I don't want local police force. That's going to give the landlords more power. So let's go instead for the religious schools to educate our people. I got so excited there for a second. Oh, let me click that button quickly. Get the local police. Wrong move right there, Ludi. Wrong move. Wood seems to still be extremely expensive. Let's queue up another 4 wood. Oh, what did I click? What did I just click? Caliph intervenes. Sure. Yeah, we're gonna queue up 4 more logging camps, and then after these finish, we're gonna queue up 2 more construction sectors in here. Actually, I'm gonna do 1 now and another one afterwards. That was insanely fast. What the schnapps? I guess I had a 57% chance of enacting it, so that helped. Let's try and get this done as well. Not sure how it's gonna go. 18% chance. Oh, dude, that is why. Look how quick this is going. 140 days to have a tick. That is ridiculously quick, man. We're going for centralization next to fix some of our taxation capacity issues as well. And it also unlocks in our buildings the ability to go for filing cabinets, giving even more bureaucracy from the government administration. Yep, these guys are pissed. I'm not gonna be going for this legislation anymore, so we don't get a massive revolution. Let's also reform the government. We're gonna add in the armed forces this time. That should give us some more legislations available to pass, like professional army. Well, that would be amazing. Who is against this though? Landlords again oppose this. Oh, come on. Why are you guys opposing all the good legislations? Are you like the massive debuff that every single country has? Yes, you are. I know, I just answered my own question. Let's take a quick gander at our situation here. Wood is still expensive by 30% increase in price. Fiber only by 2% increase in price. So realistically, I should just be building more logging camps instead of more cotton plantations. Let's queue up another 4. We also need to import some stuff. Oh god, don't tell me we have a closed market. Yep, we are isolationist. Everybody agrees to us being isolationist as well. Nobody wants free trade or anything else. Holy mother of god. This is going to be tougher than I imagined, man. Alright, all that being said, let's start with some conquests now. I'm going to go ahead and make these guys my vassal. I'm going to make them vassals because it's fairly easy to make these bad boys vassals, since no other countries are interested in these lands. For now, they will start getting a lot more interested once they unlock better technology and can quickly colonize the African lands. So let's mobilize this boy and set him up over here by the border. We're going to promote him as well to level 3 for the time being. We don't want to waste too much of our bureaucracy points. We already have 12% tax waste in here. That's more than enough for me. I will have to queue up the paper mill next instead of the food industry because I need to produce paper for my admin buildings. And I don't have any paper and I cannot also import any paper. So it's just really bad, the situation, because of that. Oh, did they just give up? I think they did, didn't they? Yep, they sure did. So in my test runs so far, most of these countries accept to be vassalized by me fairly easily. Oh, Denmark is going to join in on their side. Okay, in that case, let's go for another one. There you go. Nobody joining on their side here. This is actually one state. I think it's better if I just conquer them if it's one state rather than vassalizing them. Oh boy, we got a little bit of an issue here. First off, nobody wants to enact this, 0% chance, so let's cancel it. And second off, Benin is joining in, so let's go ahead and get a war goal for the conquest of Benin. Benin's really good. 800,000 GDP is massive, but I'm a little bit worried. I'm gonna have to recruit a second general now, and I'm gonna have to assign this bad boy to the other army facing Benin. Let's level him up to level 3. That's gonna really tank our economy, actually. Oh boy, let's keep it at level 2 for now in that case. And let's set our war target to conquer Benin as well. If we conquer both of these states, we're gonna go up to close to 5 million GDP, which is gonna really make a huge difference. All right, I feel like they are gonna be going to war with me, and they are gonna be going to war with me. Let's go. Let's have a little bit of fun, shall we, boyos? Let's see how it is over on the Benini side. I have no idea. I didn't see that battle. Okay. We're losing. What? Oh, I forgot to actually pay for my units extra, man. I should have done this from before. Oh, I'm such a Pepegius. All right, no worries. We're going to win after we get rid of these guys in the north. We can focus 100% in the south in that case. And that should be fairly close. Minus 84, minus 93. And Booyah Shoki, we just got a massive chunk of land over here in the north. Absolutely beautiful. That does mean we are getting a ton of radicals. All of these radicals, well, most of these radicals are from the newly conquered lands, obviously. And we're also pushing over in Benin now, since we have all of our troops available here. Let's bring up a government administration building after we finish the food industry in Nigeria. The great part also is that after the update, now it goes all the way to minus 100 war score, even if I don't have all of the war target, as long as I'm getting some casualties inflicted on the enemy side and they're basically collapsing economically and, you know, manpower then I'm still gonna win the war. That's why it's still going down, minus 96, and we should be able to enforce next round. There you go. 1 week, aber unse we have Enforstenstein. Look how big we got already. Holy shit, in just a few years we doubled in size. Don't get too excited though. Even though we doubled in size, the problem is we have horrible legislation, and that's one of the most important things in this game, so we really need to focus on passing that proper legislation. We have a little bit more support for this law here though, so let's see. It went from 16 to 23% on the positive and from 52 to 49% on the negative. I'm gonna bring every single body in my government. This way we might get some more laws accepted. Yep, I was correct. So we have a few more things here. We can go for appointed bureaucrats, but again, not much support for that. Legal guardianship, no. Oh, what? We can actually go for guaranteed liberties? Wow, that is so random. Like, out of all the legislations imaginable, this is one of the best out there, by the way, and it's surprising that we can do it so early on. It's not going to help as much as the other legislations that we need to pass, but better than nothing, right? And I want to start improving the basic lowest strata of my industry, so I'm building a couple of sugar plantations, 1 tea plantation as well, and a coal mine. With the coal mine, I can start switching my services to a better production method, which means I'm going to get more money from my services consumption tax. Holy snaps, I just saw something. What the hell? 22 infamy for just 1 state and no one's helping them. Oh my lord, this is a rightful Sokoto clay. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this has always been, always will be Sokoto land. Oh, Wadai's helping them. Do I even have a border with Wadai? I guess I have a small strip over here. What do I want from Wadai then? Should I just vassalize them? I guess they're more than 1 state, right? They're 2 states. Yeah, I can vassalize Wadai. Why not? Get our second Vasalski in these lands, I guess. That means we gotta mobilize the second army and push in over to Wadai. Do you want to die for Wadai? To arms, my boys! Oh, we're crushing their spirits over here. And we won on that front. Now let's try and win on the Wadai front. And by try, I mean absolutely crush these boys. I realize why I'm winning, by the way. It's because both Wadai and Oyo do not have any actual units. They only have conscripts. What the snappy dopes? We got guaranteed liberties, yo. Hot diggity dong. That means we're getting less radicals from a standard of living and more loyalists. Sadly, we got 1 million radicals now because we've conquered a lot of people, so we need to chill after we conquer a few more. I'm not chilling just yet. I want to take Big Army and maybe Darfur as well before the Egyptians take Darfur. Aber unser Wo ist eine Ovenstein. You know, for a nation like ours, having so much support for landed voting and almost no support for oligarchy means a lot. Like, legit, it means a lot. By contrast, I think that Denmark starts as a massive oligarchy. Now that we have landed voting also, it should help out with lowering the authority of the landlords, which in turn means that we will be able to pass other laws a little bit faster by curb stomping their overgrasp on our country right now. Support for this law is also passing quite a little bit. Hopefully the landlords are not going to try once more to cuck us. I don't know how many times it's going to make it in the final cut, but it's been a few times since I tried enacting this particular legislation here. Might be actually quicker now since it's 39.8%. Wait, what's up with my legitimacy? Oh my god, my legitimacy is so low. I got to reform the government. I was wondering why it's not growing. Holy snaps. Oh, it's because the landlords are upset. Oh no. Can I just take these guys out? Let's keep the ulema and the rural folk, I guess. How fast is this going to tick then? It's stalled! No! Okay, I guess we cannot pass it.
Flashback.
Might be actually quicker now since it's 39.8%.
End of flashback.
To really improve our economy, we have to start building stuff like furniture manufactories and extra textile mills. So we're gonna queue up a few of these up next so we can start getting more money, because more money in a day means it's gonna be a lot easier for us to build stuff faster and to lower our radicals. Since people get jobs, they become less radicalized and so on. It's a snowballing effect, let's say. I just decided to YOLO this and attack the homie. They are actually getting help from the Danes, I believe, but that's fine. Denmark's not really doing anything. I'm doing this aggressive move here because sadly reality is the French and the British have really started colonizing these lands, and it's getting worse. I need to work my ass here to make sure that I kick them out of here, and I got 0% colonial resettlement chance. Are you kidding me, dude? Freaking hell, man, this game. All right, well, that's pretty much it. We won against the homie. Nice. That means we got an extra 1 million GDP from here. 1.21 million, actually. Holy mother of God. They had a lot of schnapps in here, didn't they? We're also starting to catch up with our technologies. It does help having proximity to the colonial nations, because this way we passively gain neighboring research, or whatever it's called. And we also just unified all of our vassal lands. Beautiful. Support for dedicated police force just went up through the roof. I'm gonna take advantage of this whilst I can and get this enacted. It's gonna really help with lowering the radicals, and we do have a lot of radicals from all the newly conquered provinces here. Not happy to see that France is taking over Mossy. That means I'm going to have a direct border with them in Mossy, as well as after I take Ashanti and Ashanti, right? That being said, I did definitely curb their expansion in these lands by a lot. Normally, the French would have most of this region eventually, and that's not going to happen in my game. All right, one more Vasalski for the Vassal Swarmski. It's sad to say, but that's probably going to be the last expansion I'm going to have for a while in these lands. I guess only Darfur would be available, so I would have to switch over and attack in these lands next, because everything else here is not accessible to me. I could colonially try and start some wars and attack. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Is Tripoli independent? What? They're independent in a defensive pact with the Greeks. Okay, I might look into that in the future. Let's try once more with colonial resettlement. Second time's the charm. There's a little bit of revolution going on because they don't want police, but it's fine. It's just the peasants revolting. Nothing interesting. They're not going to succeed in their little Schnippeldorp revolt, that's for sure. Skipping over the initial bit of the campaign where it was basically just rinse and repeat, we've managed to settle down our economy now. We went over and we switched to the iron frame building production method for our construction. We still only have 4 construction sectors. In fact, you know what? I can build one more right now. Let's out-click that since our economy is stable again. The thing is, switching over to better production methods does mean that we need more iron and more tools now, which is exactly what we have in the queue. Mainly tool workshops, iron, glassworks, and paper mills are primary problems, let's say. Our secondary problems are that the French and the British are massively colonizing these lands, and I guess I can attack these guys too since nobody's going to be on their side. Let's go with that. Another major thing I'm lacking is, of course, government administration. I'm trying to build everything else that is required, but the reality is that my government administration is super far behind. So I'm really going to just queue up 3 buildings, and I'm also going to queue up some more paper mills to help with that. Or here's the big brain thing: instead of queuing up more paper mills, I can switch to sulfite production method, which means I just need to build a sulfur mine before I switch on over to that particular production method. The greatest thing ever just happened. Austria just joined my side in a war against Ashanti. I'm basically trying to integrate my puppet here of Ashanti, and the British decided, oh, we're the greatest in the world, we're gonna prevent you from integrating your own puppet. But no, because Austria just went,
you son of a bitch, I'm in.
That's why I've also added a couple more war goals to take the Delta and Togo from the British. I don't think I can take anything else. Nope, that's pretty much it. And the thing is, I might actually be able to enforce at least for one of these provinces with the help of the Austrians. That's why I'm gonna go ahead with this war. Look at that, 104 battalions coming over from Austria to help out against the British. And guess what? The Austrians have the same tech as the British have. So we might actually stand a chance here. Oh my lord, we actually managed to make progress in here. We're defeating the British armies. Dude, I cannot believe this. That is absolutely beautiful. I feel like I'm in that movie Zulu or whatever it's called, where the British redcoats are getting their asses kicked by the natives. Of course, I'm losing a few battles as well, but we're winning the war. I mean, kind of winning the war. No, we are winning the war. We got 65, they got 53. We're getting there slowly, all right? Oh my god, look at the Austrians kicking the British asses, dude. That is beautiful. Also, kind of weird that, you know, out of all the countries possible, Austria is helping native Africans. Native Africans? Africans, right? Sadly, there is something bad happening here. Yeah, we're losing. We're losing, boys. We're definitely losing. And I'm not sure I can save this because it's really bad. Like, it's really, really bad. But we did integrate the Shanti. We got that going for us. Let's see what we can do. They want to open our market. That's not a bad thing. That's actually really not a bad thing. How about conquer the Niger Delta? No, they would not be cool with that. How about Togo? No. Yeah, okay, you know what? Fine. I'll accept your demands. I'm opening my market. If that's what you want from me, opening the market, that is a-okay, because that's going to give me access to imports, exports, and it's going to double my economy. In trying to destroy me, the British actually helped me fix a lot of issues. I'm still sad that I didn't get their provinces here. This is like 1 million population. 2 million population in the Delta. Holy snaps. So let's go ahead and import what we need right now, which, for example, one of these things is coal. Oh, wow. Everybody in our government's really pissed because we went with free trade from isolationism. Well, deal with it, boys. Nothing we can do about it now. Whoa! Hold on a second, my boys. Are you telling me the French and the British are going to war again? Oh man, I would love to join this and ask for some stuff myself, but obviously I'm not the war leader, so I couldn't. But that's telling me that I could potentially pin them against each other, so I'm going to improve relations with the French in the hopes that I'll be able to attack the British eventually and take back these lands that I want. Or vice versa. You know what? Let's improve with both of them. Whichever helps against the other first is my new favorite colonial overlord. I am slowly beginning to understand that the British are the ones that have the big pants in this area here. They are crushing France, and I mean absolutely crushing France. And literally, as I said that, the French are killing all of Britain's armies. Never mind. To be fair, those were Australians, not really British, so it doesn't count really, because, you know, Australians are weaker versions of the British, right? I'd say overall the situation is not as bad as I initially thought it would be. I mean, we actually got to 23 million GDP, which means that now we are around 15th in the world GDP-wise, closing in on the Ottomans and above the Japanese and Belgium. Wait, Bavaria still exists? What the schnaps? Prussia, you did not unify yet. How dare you? Oh, dude, we are so close to joining the British market. 3 on the minus. How am I going to increase that by 3? I can just increase it by increasing the trade volume between me and the British market. So that means I'm going to import and export stuff to the British and from the British. Let's see what we got here. British fish, of course, so we make our own fish and chips versions. British engines also. And we might as well get British artillery because we're going to be changing over our military production methods too. Let's see if that was enough now. Wait for a week to refresh. It was not enough. Wow. Need more volume of trade between us and them. Okay. The great part is that I can also switch on over to mercantilism. We got 65% approval for this, so it's almost instantly gonna pass. It starts with 49%. That is insane. That is absolutely a schmack-a-da-boob. And since we're now building railways, we're gonna need our own domestic production of engines. Let's build some in Benin over here. Told you this would pass super fast. Dariago, Vigatens and Mercantilismos. What that means is that we're getting tariffs now, which we were not getting before. We're gonna double the amount of construction that we're doing, which means we can start snowballing properly now. And we're also researching quinine, which means we're gonna be able to colonize the central part of Africa. And hey, look at that! The British are accepting us to join their customs union now. That is beautiful. Come on. Accept. They did. Oh, they accepted. Hello. Oh my god, France is getting destroyed by a revolt. What the schnaps is happening there? Being a part of the British market is super helpful right now. And that being said, because we are a part of the British market, we're going to stop improving with the French and we're going to try and take the French lands. Also, looks like our wood is not hard enough, so we got to build more logging camps to make it as hard as possible.
This needs to stop. Now.
Holy schnaps, dude. I thought I'm doing good, but let's check out Germany here. North German Federation absolutely crushed Austria, taking a huge chunk out of them. Bohemia alone is one of the best states in Austria. It's got 20 million GDP. Holy mother schnappledoop. And Portugal wants a defensive alliance. You know what? Sure, Portugal. I'll be nice. I'll help ya out, my boy. We're also doing really good with colonization of Africa, but I feel like I should start attacking Egypt since nobody is actually helping them out, and I can take a huge chunk out of Egypt. I'm gonna take all of the south bits here. All right, so I was wrong. I can only take 3 provinces: Dongola, Kordofan, and Blue Nile. But that being said, this is really the heartland of the Egyptian power base. Blue Nile's got 2 million GDP, 1 more million, and another almost 1 million in Dongola and Kordofan. Plus, the population is huge. That's an extra 2 million pops from just 3 provinces. And I think the Blue Nile also has a lot of great resources that we can exploit here. Yep, they got all that juicy cotton plantations, tobacco, and sugar plantations in the south. And I'm doing this because I noticed the French managed to get a treaty port in Egypt, because I'm guessing the Egyptians are super weak. Let's see what kind of units the Egyptians have too. They got line infantry, so they have the same units as us. They also only have mobile artillery, so we're pretty much evenly matched. I could technically switch on over to skirmish infantry. I would be able economically to sustain this, but I don't want to switch now since I'm already starting the war with them, and I'm fairly confident I can win it even without that. If it does get to be really bad in schnapps, then I can switch over to skirmish if need be. I really feel like in this particular campaign, the thing I struggle with the most is not necessarily conquest, because it was a lot of easy conquest overall. It's really been legislation, man. I mean, we're struggling to pass on over appointed bureaucrats here, and we don't even have basic stuff like this legislation passed here. You know, we need to ban this particular thing, and a few other basic stuff like open borders or migration control. Yet we somehow managed to get public health insurance and guaranteed liberties, stuff that most countries extremely struggle with to get. We have, and we don't have the basic one. It makes no sense, this country. That's what I'm trying to say here. All right, looks like Egypt's down to modern Egyptian borders. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the schnapps? How did France lose that? I am so confused. Hold on a second. What the schnapps just happened here? What? They got a truce? Who is that? Egypt? I am so confusion right now. Did France just give back the land to the Egyptians for no reason? Really? Holy shenamabadaboob. Glad to see Tripoli realize they don't stand a chance against the greatest country in Africa, because we're not including the French and the British, okay? So we are technically the greatest, well, 3rd greatest, whatever, right? The point is they gave up without a fight, so they're my little schnappledoop now. And my economy is skyrocketing. We're almost about to beat the Russians. Our time is here, because now in the 1880s, rubber is insanely expensive. And guess what? We have a lot of our provinces where we can actually produce rubber, so we're gonna take a full advantage of that, and we're gonna queue up a huge amount of rubber plantations everywhere that we can, max out the amount of rubber that we can produce, flood the market with Sokoto rubber. I'm also curious to see what kind of units the French have. Let's see, they have skirmish infantry and shrapnel artillery, and they have input shortages. Quite a few of them. I mean, realistically speaking, I could go for the same. I could go skirmish and shrapnel, and I'm not even kidding. I think I'm gonna attack the French. I think I'm ready for it. We're gonna make this a fairly easy war against the French by trying to get our British overlords on our side, maybe even the Germans if they're willing to. Let's see if we can improve with them a little bit our relations. So boys, we now have fully equipped skirmish infantry with shrapnel artillery, and we've also upped our budget, giving us extra morale recovery and army power projection bonuses. That means we're ready to attack the French. And not only that, but check this out. And check this out, the English are gonna come on my side in this particular war. All they want is that I give them Ivory Coast treaty port, which of course I am more than happy to give. So now we can also add more conquest maneuvers here. I'm not sure what I should be gunning for, because there's so many areas that I want to take from the French, but obviously I cannot take too many. So maybe Equatoria, or for that matter, maybe I should cut off their region here by taking Volta. Also, I just noticed that Germany formed as a communist nation What? We got a communist Germany? That is never gonna be good, is it? How did that even happen, man? And we are winning against the Frenchies. Sadly, they just switched over to trench infantry, so that is gonna be an issue. But because they just switched over to trench infantry, it also means that we can start winning battles, because them making that switch is going to give us a little bit of an advantage now, at least for the first few months whilst they equip their units. And that's when we need to grab the war target and hold on to it like we've never held on to anything else before. Which, it seems like we already did. The British, in fact, took the war target already. I am cucking a little bit my British pals here, but the war's taking its toll. I am absolutely collapsing economically, and I have the option of taking South Cameroon and Equatoria, the two main targets here, so I'm gonna go for that. I'm gonna propose the peace treaty. I'm sure they're going to accept it. There you go. They just accepted it because, end of the day, Niger is an area that's only 20,000 GDP, 50,000 pops. I don't care about it as much as I care about South Cameroon, which has 3 million GDP, and Equatoria with an extra 500,000 GDP. I think we won that war, and we got the best outcome when it comes to the peace deal that we went for. Now, for the next little bit of period, we just have to fix our economy, maybe even conquer the rest of Egypt, and try to get 200 million GDP before the 1900s. And it's possible because we have the technology for it, and as long as we only focus on that, it shouldn't be much of an issue. By pretty much abusing the debt meta in this game, we managed to get to 200 million GDP in just 4 years. It did help that we built 300 rubber plantations, and rubber is extremely vital. Everybody's buying our rubber. And we also took a massive chunk out of the Egyptians and consolidated the Ethiopian lands. Problem is that now the French have kicked the butts of the English, and they've taken a massive chunk out of them. Plus, they have an alliance with the Germans, the most unholiest of things. They completely wiped out the Netherlands, and Germany formed a massive nation. I'm not sure I'm happy what I'm seeing, considering this is a communist German dictatorship that's at the moment attacking the Russians. What? Alright, I see where this game is going. I see exactly where this game is going. We're gonna fix a lot of our issues once we've actually passed proportional taxation. This is gonna increase our economy by 349,000 pounds. A huge amount of money. Way better than the current land-based taxation that we had. I'm even skipping per capita taxation, going for the juicy stuff directly.
Proportional taxation.
And I have to say, it's absolutely crazy how much population Ethiopia had. I think I got about 10 to 12 million population from here alone. And immigration is a massive boost as well, because we just got multiculturalism. The US looks almost historically accurate. They did take the northern bits over here into Canada. So it's kind of like the US is sticking its pee-pee into the northern bits. It's not very comfortable, I'll be honest. But hey, we did set out to establish ourselves and to destroy the colonials in Africa. We did do that, and we're actually really close to pretty much having hegemony in Africa, but we have to fight against the English and the French, which are still the second and third greatest power. Apparently Germany is, wow, holy snaps, Germany. Even population, 47. What the hell is going on in that country? If you guys enjoyed the playthrough, you're gonna absolutely love this Ottoman Empire restoration run. And I want to give a massive thank you to all of my patrons, channel members, and Twitch subscribers. I would not be able to do this without all your support. If anybody else would like to also support me, you will find the links in the description.